Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. I hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday. I'm looking forward to now just kicking back and relaxing for a couple days. We are not doing anything special. We're going to have a nice dinner. Well, we'll probably have two. We'll probably have one tonight and another special one tomorrow night. And I hope we're doing a ham. Usually the wife does Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners. And we haven't had a ham in a while, so that would be really good because I love Christmas hams. We had turkey for Thanksgiving. Usually she'll switch it up. So that'll be really good and tasty, hopefully. Other than that, it's about 1 in the morning and I'm here at Walmart. And I'll tell you why. Not any big specific thing. I was up and first of all, let me backtrack. Today was the guy that was going to pick up the old TV. And he called me and said he was running a little late. So I laid down for a nap about 4 o'clock because I was just dead tired. I stayed up all day to reset. And he showed up about 3 hours later. So I did get in a little bit of a 3-hour nap. But I'm really tired now. So as soon as I get home, I'm just going to crash. And he got the TV. It's probably royally screwed up right now. And I feel bad because, you get attached to stuff. I really love that TV. Spent hours and hours and hours going through the service menu and did a professional calibration and alignment. I mean, I knew that TV inside and out, literally. And it was just a fantastic unit for its day. But anyway, I said the guy first came with a little SUV. No way. It was 51 inches tall, 48 inches wide, and I think it was 28 inches deep, something right around there. Big, really big. You need a pickup truck to haul the thing, and that's what I brought it home in. So today he gets a buddy's pickup truck, and it's got a little capper on it. Not even close. I mean, it wasn't any bigger than the SUV. I don't know what he was thinking. I sent him the measurements yesterday, so before he ever asked for the truck, before he came over, anything, he knew it wouldn't fit. There wasn't any doubt. He said he didn't care, and he paid me up front. He said, I'll take the risk, and it's just going to be for the kids to play on the Wii, so he didn't really care if it got messed up. I said, okay. That's why I kind of feel bad, because I know it's messed up. You can't tip those things. And that's exactly how we had to load it. I helped him carry it in, but I didn't suggest anything. I didn't say anything. I don't want to be responsible, but we slid it in on its back. We put a rear projection TV on its back and just slid it into the bed. I don't know how we got it out because it's pretty freaking heavy. It was a lot heavier than the flat panel. Easy to load because all the weight's right there on the bottom, that last foot, everything there. Everything above it, above the guns and the boards and the speakers, it's empty airspace. There's just literally empty airspace. The front is plastic, it's not glass. And inside is just a little flat mirror. There's no moving parts in the top at all. So it's just like basically a big little movie theater projection thing, just air. So anyway, TV's gone. I got paid. I'm happy. I threw him the DVD player, the matching one, for free. And he appreciated that because the kids can use it. What am I going to do with it? I had it for $10. I don't even care. I got another one I haven't turned on in, 3-4 years. So we don't need it. And anyway, so I was up here and had an idea for something the wife could use for Christmas. Just something extra. I don't think it should be that expensive if they have anything here. She's big into smoothies, and she makes a big one every morning, and she's using that new super duper blender I got her, which is really good. Insanely expensive. That thing was like half the cost of the TV, but it does work. It crunches through whatever you throw at it. It's got a really big tub, doesn't leak at all. It's just the greatest smoothie blender that she could use. So she takes a big one to school every morning, and she's using these basically Tupperware jars with just a screw-on lid, and she's drinking out of those and storing it for lunch. And we only have 4 of them. They're not really meant to be glasses or anything like that. They're jars, for putting food in. So I'm going to see if they have some kind of set of tumblers or travel mugs or something that'll hold a lot of smoothie, and I can get, a good week's supply of them. Because right now, she's using so many that we have to wash them all twice a week. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. But anyway, just one last quick little gift I thought of, and that should be it. I mean, everything's under the tree, and besides Christmas dinner, I think that's all we have planned. She's going to go up north for a few days on the 27th to visit family again, and I'm staying here with Chloe, and that's about it. So I'll see what else happens today. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, on the drive over here, traffic is non-existent. I mean, it's like a ghost town, but Walmart is packed. This is 1 in the morning, Christmas Eve. Insane. Well, it turns out they have a very limited selection. I went over to Housewares and talked to a guy there, and they don't have any kind of pack of them, anything like that. They just have individual travel thermoses, and they're 15 to 20 bucks a piece. So he said, go over to Sporting Goods, they got some more. So they got some over here, and I found these. They got an integrated straw, so you can flip it up and sip it, or just take it off and use it like a big mug. And these will work fine, but these are $5 a piece. They got the same thing in stainless steel for $8 a piece, but I'm not paying $3 more just for different material. So these will work. And while I was in there, I got Chloe's presents. I got her a new Squeaky Wiener dog and a medium-sized dingo. She never gets to finish these. She just loves eating the red parts out of them, but she loves getting them and unwrapping them. So I'm going to wrap both of these up, and she'll have a blast doing that. She's probably going to help unwrap all of our presents too. Okay, so going back to my thought of somehow putting the PC screen up onto the living room screen so clients can sit in here comfortably and see their photo shoot coming up. I think there might be a way where I don't have to buy a Chromecast. I can use the AirPlay function built into the Apple TV, which natively works with Macs very well, but not PCs. You know, they don't want to give away the technology. So Chromecast is kind of like the universal. It works with Macs, PCs, phones, tablets, but it's $35 for the dongle, and some of the features are kind of in beta. What I did is I found a piece of software for the PC called AirParrot, and basically it lets you connect a PC into the AirPlay network. So I'm going to test it out here. They give you a 20-minute demo, which is good because I didn't want to have to buy it. It's only 10 bucks, so if it works, I mean, that's a great deal, because that's the only thing I would want the Chromecast for. I don't need any of the streaming stuff because the Apple TV already does it and does it better. So here's a Lightroom, and basically I would be in here shooting, tethered via USB, and I would take a picture and it would immediately come up here. So this is where the clients would be hanging out, you know, kind of looking over my shoulder, and they'd have to come down here, and you know, the laptop screen is small and their pictures might come up like here, so you have to zoom in to see detail and everything. But if it was up on that screen, I mean, they're like instant feedback. So that's why it's important. So let's go ahead, and I've not even fired it up, I just installed it. Oh, I meant to say, you know, I wasn't a big fan of Windows 8 when it first came out because it was so touch-centric. But there are so many workarounds now to make it function more like Windows 7. It is really a fantastic operating system. I mean, I love 7. I don't plan on upgrading my desktop from 7 to 8. It's not that big of a difference. But especially on this laptop, I'm loving 8. And I found that the Netflix app, because you still have a separation, this is what really confuses people. You still have a complete separation between programs, which run on the desktop like a normal computer, and apps, which are here. I mean, these are programs too. Oh, I got some updates. These are programs, but they're called apps, and they're completely separate. They run here, and they can, they're supposed to have an update where you can play these in the desktop now, so you don't have to switch back and forth. But the point is, you can't see I could have Netflix running, I could have the store open, I could have maps open, and I wouldn't even know it if I was on the desktop, because none of these show up. It's just kind of, disconnected. But the Netflix app is really good. It is better than on the iPhone, better than on the tablet. The only thing better is on the Apple TV. I mean, it just works really well. It streams HD beautifully, and it's fast. The interface is perfect. I mean, it's the best computer Netflix app I've ever seen. It's beautiful. And I'm excited because they just recently, with Windows 8, allowed you to view Netflix on a computer. It used to be only mobile devices or streaming. And let me tell you, we streamed Netflix. We watched one of the Cirque du Soleil's tonight on the Apple TV. Oh my God. I walked in the room. I didn't know what she was watching. I thought it was a Blu-ray. That's how crystal clear it was compared to, streaming on other devices. But it wasn't flawless because one big thing was the network connection would kind of drift. It wasn't us, it was Netflix, and sometimes it would drop back down into a lower res. So it would kind of like pop back and forth. It wasn't too often, but you immediately noticed it, of course. But man, when it was hitting, it was gorgeous, absolutely stunning HD. And that's more of a testament to Netflix and the ISPs than anything. I mean, it wasn't technically quite Blu-ray quality, but for Netflix, it was awesome. So here's AirParrot. I'm going to run it here. Now, I've only got 20 minutes, so I'm going to make this pretty quick, because I also want to make another video to show a friend how it's doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to take the laptop over to the table, and I'll show you kind of like live the laptop and the TV, so we can see. I'm interested in how jittery it is, if the cursor is lagging behind. I want to see what kind of delay there is between things happening on the laptop and the monitor. I want to see if things pop in right away or if they kind of like, I don't know. I want to see what it would be like for the client. Some things are important, some things aren't. It's not like I'm playing a game, so I don't need a direct sync connection, but if it's a 5-10 second delay, that's not too good, because I could be taking a shot and they could be commenting, and they might be commenting on the wrong picture. So I don't know, just want to try it. So I'm going to fire it up. Your serial number, don't have one. Try AirParrot, running in trial mode, 20 minutes. Yep. Okay, let's see. AirParrot will automatically close after 20 minutes. Maybe you get 20-minute bursts. I don't know. I don't want to chance it. Okay, here we go. Now what? Be nice if they gave you some instructions. Is the clock running? Underscan video quality. I want the video quality up, obviously, for pictures. Max frame rate 30, that's fine. Show cursor, force 720, as opposed to what? Okay, how do I stream? Display one, yeah, okay, Apple TV. Airplane not connected, let's try Apple TV. Yes, allow access. I'll just kick down the CPU, so something's working. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it is streaming. Let's see how it looks quality-wise. It appears to be 720. It's a little pixelated. Now that monitor is not a 1080 monitor. It's a 900 by 1600 on the laptop. So that would be an odd resolution. That would be in between 720 and 1080. Yes, it is 4:45 in the morning. Still on the screwed up schedule. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so I mean, you see a little flicker here, but that's the iPhone. It's rock solid on the screen. All right, let's bring over the laptop and bring up a web browser. See what kind of delay we have going on. I Gotta check the CPU usage too, see how heavy it is. Because Lightroom certainly is intensive sometimes when I'm shooting tethered. Okay. So there we can see both screens. Okay, well there's virtually no delay. There is a little bit of, well, I don't know, it's kind of on the laptop too. I guess that's not bad. There's a little bit of a jitter on the cursor. Okay, but that's completely irrelevant to viewing photos. Let's see how the delay is there. Oh, dude, that's like instant. Yeah, that is awesome. Let's see what a photo looks like. Oh, yeah. Colors look great. I'll tell you, they look a lot better than the laptop. Because the laptop is not an IPS display. They look exactly like they do on the desktop on that TV. That's because it's calibrated. Okay, let's try some better photos. It helps if I spell it right. Full screen. Where's F11? Wish I had a backlit keyboard. There we go. That's awesome. Oh yeah, for $10 this is a steal. You know what, there you go. Now you can see the photo. iPhone likes to auto expose. So I'm just hitting the right cursor key on the laptop. But yeah, it's maybe a half-second delay at the most. And these are big photos, so these are as big as they would be showing in Lightroom. About the same size. Oh yeah, I mean you can easily see all the details from back here on the couch. That's awesome. So there you go. If you need to use your Apple TV as a mirror for your PC, AirParrot, $10. Very good deal. Cool beans. Well, there we go. Saved myself $25. Didn't have to buy a Chromecast. Woohoo! Well, that's the last of the old system gone. Guy just came and picked up the old Apple TV and the old surround sound system, and he was really excited because he's never had surround sound, so he's in for a treat with that system, and he's never had an Apple TV, so he's never had a streaming device or music in his living room or anything, so he's getting a real nice upgrade. He was very excited, so it's good to make sure the stuff went to a good home. Well, I'm out and about for hopefully one last time today. I gotta get some gas. I'm here at good old Sam's Club. Everything is packed. Everyone's out doing their last minute shopping. The roads are like rush hour. It's crazy. Going back to Wally World and getting some groceries. The wife gave me a list for the ham dinner. Yay! So we'll make that tonight. And I'm going to get some supplies to make some Christmas sugar cookies. Not for us. I don't have a sweet tooth at all. But for my next door neighbor because she loves sweets. So I want to give her something this year. And, oh, I'm going to pick up a cool backlit Philips universal remote with learning features so I can consolidate everything down to one remote for all the normal uses. It's only $20. Looks like it'll be absolutely perfect. So that will be very cool too. Holy mackerel. Everybody else had the exact same idea. I've never seen Walmart this packed. It's like the mall yesterday. Wow. Well, that's what I get for waiting at the last second. Kind of like Thanksgiving. They are freaking out of stuff. No corn. All right, well, I got all the remotes programmed into this one. Really nice unit. Excellent quality. Very stiff and sturdy. It's got a light for all the major functions. I love the button layout. They feel really nice. They're just as good as the cable remote, a little bit better than the component remotes. Got it laid out exactly like I want it. Happens to match pretty much exactly the same layout and functions that you would need for all this stuff. Pretty much have everything under the TV settings, so I can just leave the thing in TV mode. And then I've got everything plugged in. I've got all the cable remote functions, which are the main use, and then I've got the scene selections, which turn the unit on or switch all the memories and the presets. It's got these 4 buttons here. The cool thing about this remote is everything is learnable. Every single button was custom remapped, and that's what you need when you're really doing a custom remote. A lot of the universals, they just have the input codes so they can match your device, but they may not have more than 1 or 2 buttons that you can remap. This one, completely custom. I didn't even program it in for any of my devices stock. I just remapped every button the way I wanted to. And then the only time I have to go up here and switch an input is for the Apple TV. I just put it on the second button here. And just because these buttons here, which the Apple TV is mapped to now, kind of overlap the same ones as the cable remote. So if it had 2 of these kind of D-pad type layouts, I would have done it under one, but no big deal. So you just have to switch this when you're using Apple TV functions. Other than that, everything is laid out here. Blu-ray, the receiver, cable, and now the power button turns everything off. And these will turn everything on or switch your source. Very cool. 18 bucks. It's made by Philips. Very good. I would definitely recommend it. Here's some of the cookies going next door. They came out real good. We did a snickerdoodle with a cream cheese frosting, and then put on some sprinkles. She's got a real sweet tooth, so she should like them. What do you think, Chloe? They look good? So one of you just requested a quote-unquote what's in the bag video. Interested in what I carry around. And the short answer is it varies, because I have a lot of different kinds of shoots that I do. Oh, I was looking for that. And what I pack in my various bags to take with me totally depends on where, when, who, and what I'm going to be doing. Grab this one off here. 1 second. It's hard to do with one hand. You know what? Hold on. Let me put this down. Okay, there we go. So these are the 2 bags that I take with me. This is a larger one, and I also take this hiking with me because it's a really, really comfy backpack. It's a Tamrac Expedition 7. They have a new version out with a laptop slip in it. This technically, I could put a small one in, but it won't fit a 17. But I never carry a laptop in it. It's just for photo gear, but it's got a really comfy set of straps and a waist strap. But it's light enough where I can just take it with me anywhere. I put it in the back of the car and, grab it with me and bring it into the venue. Usually stick it by the DJ's booth if I'm doing a wedding. And primarily this is for holding backup equipment. It's not something I take around with me when I'm shooting, but it's always close by. So it's got my backup body. This is a remote release cable, which I use for any kind of slow nighttime shot on a tripod. A light meter, which I don't use that much anymore, mainly for studio work, but I've just gotten so used to working with my equipment, I don't need it. This is a set of magnifying lenses that work with an adapter for my macro lens to basically turn it into a super macro lens. And they're not that bad. It degrades the quality a little bit, but it's just for a fun effect. Nothing really commercial. And I've got equipment scattered all over the place, so it's kind of empty right now, but it can fit a lot of gear. It can fit my main body with a 2470, my 7200, few flashes, macro lens, 50 lens, and still have room for everything in there. So this little bag here, it's the Canon large gadget bag. This is really versatile. It can fit a full body with a lens plus 3 more lenses. And right now I just came from a shoot where I was using a lot of external flash, so I've got a bunch of flashes in here right now. And these are my new Canon 600s. Absolutely love these guys. They are just awesome. I recommend these to anybody. Off camera, I mean, they're just a dream. Built-in radios, fast, silent, just no drawbacks except the price. But I got them on sale for Black Friday. They're still expensive, but really great flashes. So this is my diffuser I use on camera. It's called the Flash-Rite. And then for the off-camera ones, I use a Stofan. Of course, if I need a little bit extra power, I'll just take the diffuser off of the off-camera. And one of my staple lenses is the 70-200 2.8 IS. The 24-70 L lens is my #1 lens that I love and use. Pretty much the stuff in the pockets for this bag are a staple. They go everywhere. Again, it's a lot of backup, and it's a lot of stuff that I could need in a pinch. So I always have extra cards thrown around. I never want to be without memory. So all my bags, I just have these strewn about pockets. I never count on them. I just know that I've always got extras in there if I need them. This is a hotel receipt. Don't need that. And I try to keep this bag as light as possible because I do carry this one wherever I go. And it depends on the shoot if I use the top handle or if I put on the shoulder strap. I'm not big on shoulder straps because my shoulders are broad and they're slanted, so nothing stays on my shoulders. I can't use shoulder straps for my cameras, so I use a wrist strap. But this has a cross chest strap on it, so I can tote this bag around when I need it. This is a beautiful Padron 64 that a client just gave me. Gotta put that in the humidor. Extra set of batteries for my main. I always have another set ready to go in my big bag, but again, this is just like hidden spare that I don't think about, so it's always there if I need it. Whole bunch of extra Eneloops. These are for the 600 flashes. Whole bunch in there. Enough for a full change for everything. And then these are extra batteries for my old triggers, which I can actually take out of here because now with the 600s I don't need my triggers. That's the one big advantage to them. No extra equipment or wires or triggers, so it really consolidates the pack down and adds reliability. So that saved a little bit of weight. And over here, a whole bunch of business cards. I've got 2 different sets depending on what I'm shooting. I've got some geared towards wedding clients, and then some geared towards more universal. So it has both my photography and cigar obsession. And that's for more of, obviously, commercial clients or direct cigar-related clients. And about the only thing that goes in here is my wallet and car keys when I'm on a job. I don't usually keep anything in my pockets. It's not very comfortable walking around all day. And then my main body, which is a Canon 7D, and like I said, the 24-70, which is my main go-to lens. I use that for most stuff. And I've got a a Rode video mic on here right now. This is what I use for my cigar videos, and it happened to be the last thing I used the body for, so it's still on there. And all my bodies I use a camera grip for multiple reasons. One, it adds extra weight. I like the extra weight. It adds stability. It adds physical size. I got big hands, and it lets me grip that extra finger worth at the bottom there. Plus, obviously it works as a portrait grip with a full set of separate controls for shooting vertically. But most importantly, it adds a slot for a second battery, so it gives you that double power. And another of my favorite lenses, this is the Canon 50mm macro lens, incredibly sharp. I use this for all of my intricate detail shots like rings, and primarily only used at weddings. But it's very light, extremely inexpensive. It's slow as hell to focus, but I only use it on manual focus, so I don't care. And that can actually go back in there. Might as well repack while I'm here. And then my favorite ultra wide. This is the Tokina 11 to 16. Incredible wide open at 11. I mean, it's fast. It's a 2.8. Very inexpensive. Awesome optical quality. This is primarily what I've been shooting a lot of documentary video with. Again, absolutely worthless focus system. But I only use it in manual focus, so I don't care. Great indoor, low light, wide angle room lens too. I use it for a lot of my table shots. And still got some of my old 580 series flashes. I've not been storing these in the bags since I've moved on from them. This is another tool that always goes with me, my Y-Bell card. This is what I exclusively use for color correction. Awesome device. I'm not a fan of any of the ones that go on front of the lens to take a custom white balance. This is much more accurate. You simply take a shot of it in the lighting, such as right here, and then you have a reference frame, and you use that reference frame in Lightroom or Photoshop to color correct all of the preceding shots. And it's just lightweight, simple, cheap. It hangs around my neck. It's on a quick release, so it reminds me to take a reference frame. Very awesome for absolutely perfect color every single shot. That's really about it. I mean, I've got tons and tons of other stuff, but it's all specialty stuff. Tons of little tools. Here's some older film stuff. My old Nikon FG20. Got the old Pentax K1000. I mean, I've got adapters and tools and wires and triggers and electronics and gizmos and everything I've tried over the years, but I mean, what you see here is what I use 99% of the time, day in, day out. Can pretty much do whatever I want with it. I mean, lighting wise, I'm a big fan of the Alien Bees. I have tons of Alien Bees, pretty much every modifier that you could ever need. A lot of it is pretty specialty stuff. I use softboxes more than anything, but I've got the big PLMs, tons and tons of light stands, all kinds of octaboxes, umbrellas. Most of them are folding. I've got some of the older original non-folding ones, but they give great light. They're just insanely inconvenient to use because you've got to build them and disassemble them every time you go on location. I used to do a lot of studio work, like people studio work, so I've got tons of backdrops and muslins and all that crap, but I haven't used it in years. I had a full backdrop system and haven't had that up in a long time, just to get some space back. These are huge 18-foot air cushioned stands. They work great, but I don't have any use for them right now. They used to hold my background equipment. Yeah, I just got stands everywhere. What are you doing, Chloe Bear? Huh? Is it Christmas yet? Huh? Tons and tons of swaths of different colors and textures of materials. Comes in very handy for commercial shoots. Different kinds of backgrounds and things to put on the floor. This is a really, really cool, super cheap, incredibly bright video light. that I just got. And this was, oh shoot, what was the website? All for Cellular, something like that. But it's a Chinese copy of a Videolite. Normally these are 200, 250 bucks. This was $24.95. Runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AA's. Goes insanely bright. It's their 160 LED. It's really cool. It works very well. I use this for mainly detail shots like cakes, where you want to direct the light. You don't want a big harsh flash. This lets you give a broader, slightly softer light. There's certain advantages to using constant light rather than flashes sometimes, and that's just very portable. Love it. Always have canned air around. This is an example of more stuff I can get rid of from my kit. These were the trigger to speedlight cables. Again, something you always have to have extras with because they always go bad, especially if you use PC port connections. They just suck. On my studio lights here, I'm using Radio Popper JRX systems. And they're awesome because they can control the power remotely of the Alien Bees. So this goes on the camera, and these are 3 controllers, so I can dial up 3 different channels of the lights. So I've got these 2 side ones on one channel, and 2 in the back there on another channel. So you can remotely control them without having to go over to the light. Very, very handy. And I love this system because it works with speed lights too. You just put an adapter between the receiver and the speed light, and you can remotely control the power of your speed lights and Alien Bees in the same shot. So incredibly versatile. But now that I've got the 600s, I don't need this or the triggers anymore. So that is really cool. So there you go. Just wanted to give you a quick little rundown. But what you're seeing right here is my main 99% of the time kit. Works great for me. And that's all that matters. They're just tools. Doesn't really matter what you use as long as you are very proficient with what you have. That's all you need to do things right. Alright, well that's it. It's very close to Christmas here, so I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, Merry Christmas, and I will see you tomorrow.